Tonight on CTV Sports, we recap CSU football's second consecutive overtime loss.
Plus, we recap CSU volleyball's 7th sweep of the season.
And don't miss our sit-down interview with CSU senior wide receiver Joe Hansley.
All this and more coming up on CTV Sports.
You're watching CTV Sports!
Hello, everyone, and welcome to CTV Sports. I'm Brett Kennedy.
And I'm Travis Green. Man, tough weekend for Colorado State. Our beloved mascot, Cam the Ram, passed away, and the football team lost to the Buffs.
It's a very depressing weekend,
It
Trav.
was. Yeah, it certainly was.
Well, as many of you know, the Rocky Mountain Showdown was this past weekend between the Colorado Buffaloes and the Colorado State Rams football teams. Let's get those highlights started. Dalen Dawkins got things started a little early with a 13-yard run to put CSU up 7-0. On the next CSU drive, Nick Stevens hit Rashard Higgins for a beautiful 25-yard touchdown, 14-0 Rams.
Ooh, that was a pretty ball.
After CU added a field goal and CSU missed a field goal, CU quarterback Sefo Lufau threw a perfect 65-yard touchdown bomb to Shea Fields. Look at that touch, Trav.
On the money. Couldn't have put it in a better spot.
Well, on the next drive, Nick Stevens threw an interception to quarterback Ken Crawley. Trav, if Steven wants to be the starting quarterback going forward, he needs to stop throwing balls like
He
this.
was forcing deep balls in this one, and Ken Crawley took advantage on this play, as you're seeing.
This got Colorado into field goal range, but kicker Diego Gonzalez had his field goal blocked, as you can see right here, by Preston Hodges, and it was recovered by Trent Matthews. The score at halftime was 14-10 Rams. Colorado got another touchdown pass to open the second half, but Dawkins led the Rams into kicker Wyatt Bryan's field goal range for a 24-yard field goal to tie the score at 17. A couple CSU drives later, Nick Stevens is picked off on the tip drill by Colorado linebacker Kenneth Olabode, who returned it 60 yards for a touchdown and for a 24-17 Colorado lead. This was a huge play, Trav.
It was a huge play, and there was a lot of conversation about if that was pass interference or not. Wound up not being called pass interference.
Very questionable. CSU would respond on their next drive by Nick Stevens hitting receiver Joe Hansley on 4th down to keep the chains rolling deep in CU territory. Jason Oden Jr. then punched it in from a yard out a few plays later to tie the score at 24. As the clock ran down, CU got the ball into field goal range to try and win it, but as you can see right here, kicker Gonzalez hooked the ball wide, sending the game into overtime. CSU got the ball first but ran out of downs, and Bryan's kick got blocked, making it his 3rd miss of the game. On Colorado's ensuing drive, running back Christian Powell drove the Buffs into close field goal range, and then Gonzalez was able to kick it in from 32 yards out to give CU the 27-24 overtime win. Here's what Coach Mike Bobo for CSU had to say after the game about his team's performance.
I thought we played better as a football team. I think we've improved from week 1 to week 2, week 2 to week 3. The hard thing is we're 1-2. And, there's some hurting kids in there that have laid their hearts on the line for 3 straight weeks and haven't received the benefits of hard work.
Unfortunately for the Rams, they did pick up the loss this weekend, but Dalen Dawkins and Kevin Davis's week might be slightly better after hearing that they are this week's CTV Sports Players of the Week. Let's see their performance. Dalen Dawkins this week had 20 carries for 118 yards and a touchdown. He also was doing his job receiving, 6 catches for 59 yards. And then Kevin Davis led the team in just about every defensive category you can. 9 total tackles, 4 solo tackles, and 1.5 tackles for loss. Congratulations, Dawkins and Davis. You're this week's Players of the Week. Yesterday, number 19 CSU volleyball took on Eastern Kentucky, and it did not take long for the Rams to end this one. The Rams swept the Colonels in 3 sets, marking the 6th time the volleyball team has done so this season at Moby. Adriana Colbert picked up her 7th double-double of the season with 20 assists and 12 digs, and 5 Rams recorded at least 6 kills. The win moved CSU's record to 7-3 on the season. Here's what Coach Hilbert had to say after the game.
And we were hitting assignments and disrupting them. They made more mistakes. We were able to convert. So I was really, overall, I'm very pleased with this match.
Tonight, the volleyball team is playing an exhibition matchup against Shanghai East Best Langsheng from the Chinese Volleyball League. Here's what Coach Hilbert had to say about the opportunity to play against a professional team.
So that's what's going to be good about it, is our team will be pressured to work for points. And, you know, I don't know how athletic they're going to be. My guess is if they're playing all their best players, they're going to be really athletic too. So we'll see. I mean, it's going to be fun. You know, it doesn't count on our record, but it's, I guarantee our players want to go out there and win a match. You know, they're going to play hard, and I want to grow from it.
Be sure to check out our YouTube page and collegian.com for updates on tonight's game.
Colorado State women's soccer team picked up its third win of the season on the road last Friday. The Rams defeated Omaha, Nebraska in a double overtime thriller, 1-0. CSU senior defender Jessica Stauffer won the game for the Rams, notching her first goal of the season in the 109th minute of the game. The Rams soccer team remained in Omaha, Nebraska for their game on Sunday. CSU lost to the Creighton Blue Jays 2-0, and this brings the team's record to 3-5-1 on the year. The Rams will begin conference play this Friday at home by the Lagoon against Fresno State.
Saturday the 12th marked the groundbreaking ceremony for the new CSU on-campus football stadium. Head coach Mike Bobo, CSU President Tony Frank, and others spoke to celebrate the occasion. CTV's own Neil Denman went to check it out.
Saturday at 9:30 a.m., Tony Frank and other CSU officials broke ground on the new stadium on South Campus. Head football coach Mike Bobo had this to say about why he is looking forward to having an on-campus stadium.
Having been part of a university for a long time with an on-campus stadium, there's nothing like a feeling of having your alumni, your community come home. And that's what the saying is, coming home. When they come back to the university they love, when they spent years of their life and they're back and they get to gather, and it's not just about football, it's about the people coming back, and it's about memories.
Later on into the ceremony, CSU President Tony Frank acknowledged the protesters and their disagreements with the new stadium project.
We want to acknowledge our friends and neighbors who continue to voice their disagreement with this project. They are people who love and care about this university and community every bit as much as we do. I think it's important today to acknowledge that their criticisms caused us to check everything not twice, but 3 or 4 times, to sharpen our pencils, to reflect, to be careful, and I believe they made this project better in the end.
Neil Denman, CTV News.
For those of you that can't wait to be in that shiny new stadium, it will open up for the 2017 football season.
Well, it's break time.
But don't go anywhere. We'll be right back with our sit-down interview with CSU wide receiver Joe Hansley.
Today we will review one of the most convenient services the Laurie Student Center has to offer, shopping. The CSU bookstore boasts an unparalleled selection of CSU apparel and gifts. It also supplies students with textbooks as well as a number of office and school supplies for your every need. Another LSC shopping option lies in the Transit Center area. Snack food, beverages, personal care items, and school supplies. Cam's Lobby Shop is your go-to stop and shop.
Oh, hey there, Rams. Today is a great day to play in the LSC. So let's take a look at our ballrooms, theater, and art galleries.
The LSC ballrooms, which are the busiest venue in northern Colorado, have been recently renovated. The Laurie Student Center Theater can be transformed to feature films, concerts, lectures, entertainment, and banquets. And last but not least, the Kerfman Gallery provides a showcase for the creations of local and student artists.
From Gatorade's Player of the Year in 2011 for the state of Colorado at Highlands Ranch to Colorado State as an offensive weapon. I had the opportunity to sit down with Colorado State senior wide receiver Joe Hansley to hear about his family's deep background in football and to see what this season has been like with a new head coach and 2 new quarterbacks.
Play action, a bullet, it's caught by Hansley, the 30, he may go, the sideline, the 10, the 5, touchdown Rams!
Your grandfather, Terry Hansley, was a running back at Ohio State in the 50s, and then he played for the Cleveland Browns, and then your father, Todd, was a running back for Indiana in the 80s.
Mm-hmm.
Is it pretty fair to say that football runs in your family's bloodline?
Yeah, that's definitely how I got into it. Ever since I can remember, I was in the backyard playing football with my dad, and my grandpa was giving me pointers on what to do, so it definitely ran in the family for me.
What was that like growing up? Did they really push football on you, or did they kind of let you pick it up just by you being around them?
Not at all. They didn't push it on me. I just kind of picked it up. I mean, I was around it all the time, so I found a love for the game when I was younger, and it kind of just continued, and it just kind of, they were just kind of a catalyst to it.
Well, what's it been like for you being in college playing football, and you have two people you can turn to that have been there and done that?
It's cool. Sometimes it gets tough with my dad because he's got his opinion on certain things and I got mine. But that's just how father and son are. Then my grandpa just gives me pointers and stuff with what he sees. He's pretty high on his game back in the 50s. He thought he was pretty good. So it's fun to hear what he has to say.
Play action for Stevens, throws right side, ball caught by Hansley, stopped on a dime, got away from the initial defender. Forward he goes over the 40-yard line to the 42-yard line. That's a great stop-and-go move.
In 2011 at Highlands Ranch, you played running back, defensive back, you returned kicks, played in the slot. Has there ever been a time that you've gone up to a coach here? I mean, we have seen you play a bunch of positions here, but have you ever gone up to coach and say, hey, I can do some more?
Not really. It's usually Coach Hammer that does that for me. He believes in me a lot, and he'll tell the coaches what I can do. It's different, though. In high school, I played primarily running back, so, when we do some wildcat stuff or hand me the ball in the backfield here, it's kind of tough to get used to it at the college level because it's definitely different, finding holes and stuff. So I think I might have lost my running back edge a little bit playing receiver so much, but, if I do get the chance, I look to get it done.
Do you use that mentality every time you go out on the field that you can do anything if the opportunity arises?
Yeah. I want to be able to do as much as you can. That makes you more valuable to the team. So, as every time I step on the field, I want to, whatever they're asking me to do, perform with it.
Three wide receivers to this near side. They throw a wide receiver screen. The ball is caught. Look out.
Now this year you're in a totally new offense with Coach Bobo. What's it been like for you? Because it's an up-tempo offense. Has there been any obstacles you've had?
Yeah, actually, in the spring I had a rough time getting the signals down. That was different for me. Last year it was all in the huddle, or the quarterback, Garrett, would actually yell out what the play was, and it was all verbal, and I would just listen to it. And so now it's actually looking to the sideline and getting the signal. So I struggled with learning those signals in the spring, but once fall camp came, I pretty much had it down.
And what's the difference been like for you this year? Now you have two quarterbacks playing in games rather than an NFL caliber quarterback. Has there been any rough patches for you?
I wouldn't say rough patches, but it's definitely different. Nick and Coleman both throw different balls, but as a wideout, you gotta catch the ball as long as it hits you in the hands, and they put it there. So with whoever's playing, you just gotta play football and catch the ball when it comes to you.
Back to throw, Grayson throws downfield for Hansley. He's got it inside the 15-yard line.
Unfortunately for Hansley, the Rams weren't able to win his final Rocky Mountain Showdown. They'll look to rebound this coming Saturday with a matchup against UTSA in San Antonio. When we're back, Brett and I will preview next week's football game. Don't go anywhere.
The Ramskeller offers a traditional pub menu, 20 beers on tap, and even fresh-to-order pizza coming soon.
Stop by Sweet Sensations for a delicious bakery item, espresso, or any other coffee needs you may have.
Hi, welcome to Aspen Grill.
Aspen Grill is a student-operated restaurant located in the University Club. The food court features a number of different restaurants to satisfy your needs between classes.
Having one of those days where you need to just get out of your head and chill out? If that's the case, head to the Laurie Student Center and relax. One of the best spots to relax in the LSC is outside the food court on the plinth lawn. Don't forget to stop by the Ramhead Fountain. The Level 100 Commons is the perfect spot. Lounge by the flat screen TVs or enjoy one of the gaming chairs to escape the daily grind. You can always relax in the LSC.
Welcome back. Brett, this Saturday's matchup against UTSA is a big rebound game for the Rams.
It's almost as if this game is like a break for both teams, Trav, because both teams have played Power 5 teams the past couple weeks. UTSA has played Kansas State, they played Arizona, and they played Oklahoma State, and Colorado State's played Colorado and Minnesota. So it's almost as if this is a little break for the Rams.
And as you're seeing here, here's the stats for the season. Obviously, Colorado State, with the better offensive side, yardage-wise, they have had an easier schedule, I would say, than San Antonio. But then you look at yardage allowed, both teams in the 1,000. Points allowed is the big margin here, and you just said it. They've had a tough schedule, just got blown out by Oklahoma State. This is a game that could wind up catching up to the Rams, and they could wind up getting a loss here because this team's played some powerful teams.
UTSA is like a mystery team, Trav, because you never know what you're going to get from them because they played their coverage, their teams that they played have been so good.
Yeah.
So going into this game, I really don't know what to expect. But Rashard Higgins did play against CU. And that was good for the Rams because he ignites that offense whenever he comes onto the team. It almost like he brings the team alive and he brings the offense down the field more. So.
You said it. Rashard Higgins being back was huge for the Rams. We saw it in this game, over 100 yards receiving. I want to see him get the ball more. I want to see the offense go to Rashard Higgins, have those design screen passes we saw all the time with Coach McElwain, and throw the ball up to Higgins like we saw in that touchdown in the first quarter. I'd like to see them targeting him a lot more. And then we did learn something this weekend. No quarterback controversy, it appears. Coach Bobo kept Stevens out there, and Stevens did a good job.
I liked what I saw from Stevens, Trav. He looked confident and he looked poised. Although that interception that we showed earlier in the highlights, it seemed like he was testing that side a little too often, but I did like what I see from Stevens. That pass to Rashard Higgins was absolutely gorgeous. Peyton Manning could not have thrown a better ball than what Stevens threw there. So I'm impressed, and I'm expecting big things from him from now on.
Well, what are your keys for the Rams in this game to go out there and get a win?
Well, I obviously see the offense needs to go out and start fast. Bobo always talks about the offense starting fast, an up-tempo offense, a hurry-up offense. So if they can get on fast against UTSA, it'll be interesting to watch.
All right, when I look at it, I think defensively the secondary's got to step up. They've had some injuries there. Elliott going down, KPL has had a bummed-up shoulder, but I think when you look at this team, defensively they got to keep it going. They've done a good job, and then offensively you got to score the touchdowns. Keep the freshman Wyatt Bryan off the field and find the end zone.
DeAndre Elliott, that injury was huge for the Rams because Tyree Simmons, his replacement, got picked on a lot versus CU, and it showed.
He did, and unfortunately, that is all the time we have for you tonight.
Be sure to check out all of our sports coverage on collegian.com to get the latest on CSU athletics.
We'll see you next week right here on CTV Sports. Have a great night.